damnation.
Thunder help her.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting.
Here I am.
Here you are. He makes me laugh. Here I am. That you are. Here I am. Ready to kill stuff. I get a kick out of him. My little brother. He's such a freak. I love my little brother. Let me check something. All right.
thunder, Humper.
Indeed. Yes.
Blood and damnation.
Where to?
For the time being. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Ooh. I mean, these were always a good string as well, but yeah, it paid off. Honestly, yeah. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Excellent. Interesting. This can be useful, but the friendly fire is a concern. This might be an inspired match with that, but... This would be an interesting one as well. It's good. It's a sleeper, but it's good. It's a solid thing. But you know what I think I'm going to actually try and do? Yeah. I don't have enough room on the bar. Okay. I mean, I get that the benefits haste, but probably for the two-handers, that would actually also help them too. Okay. Okay.
Of all the...
Yes.
Let's check something.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Hey, big man. Yeah, it's been a while. Let me see something. Okay. Yes. Oh. Sorry. Okay. Actually, yep. That's what we want. Yep.
Yes.
Sure. There we go. Okay.
Thunder. Pigeon crap.
Old dog. Good old word dog. You know what? There we go. There we go. There's not much more I can do for you, dog. Oh, sorry, little buddy. Alright.
Vashaden.
Now then. Let's see.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay. I don't know. That exhausted so fast for the time being. That's a Morgan thing. She's the spiker. Charming. Uh-huh. All right. Okay.
I've got children at home. I can't wait out here for another day.
So go home. The best thing you can do for your children is not trust these charlatans.
Everyone remain calm. We will help as many as we can today, so long as we can do this in an orderly fashion.
Oh, you're helping us, are you, Shem? Like Valendrian and my Uncle Syrian, you helped them, didn't you? Helped them never to be seen again.
We've explained this to you before, girl. More whining will not persuade us to let you into the quarantine to carry plague back out to the alienage.
Quit trying to get us all killed, Shiani. Some of us have still got things to live for.
If this spell of theirs works, why are half the people they quarantine perfectly healthy?
There's a plague here?
You shouldn't be here, Dwarf. Your kind don't leave the market district. Wait. Sora's told me about you. You're the one who freed him from the dungeons. These foreigners say they're here to help with our outbreak of plague. Funny thing, though. All the people they help disappear.
That's not true, and you know it, Shiani. Both my sisters got the Tevinter spell cast on them, and they're fine.
Where's your niece, then? And my Uncle Syrian? And Valendrian?
I guess it's reasonable that they would be initially dismissive. Because they're going through a stressful time. I'll let it pass. Slow down and just tell me what's happening here.
These foreigners have taken dozens of elves into that house over the last few weeks, and none of them have been seen again. One of them was our Haran, Valendrian. And I don't know what we're going to do if we don't get him back.
What's a Haran?
He's the elder, the person who guides us. Maybe that doesn't mean anything to you, but it's important to us.
It's nice that you've got a leader. We just had criminal overlords and everyone else is spat on us. It's a quarantine. It can't have visitors.
Why not? The Tevinter magic is supposed to protect us from the plague.
Oh.
So why can't one of us go in and see Valendrian?
That is a good question. Does the guard know about
They
yeah, I'm sure
have
they
to
do.
know about it. The Haran complained, and so did I. They just don't care, or something worse.
I'll try talking to the healers.
You can try. Those guards mean business.
Okay.
Very well.
Venedal, the Tree of the People. I'll read that in a little bit. I'm kind of concerned about this situation. Let me check that official notice and see if it's what I think it is. From that scumbag who I left in jail, that
As you
Vaughn
say.
guy. Yep, it's the same kind of crap about, yes, we be curious, you're bearing arms. This is another reason why I was right to be suspicious of Berwick, even if places are different. I'll read this one I need to think. First I'm going to talk to this healer, Varus. Let's take a look here. Two of them.
I ask you to stand back. Some of these people are carrying the plague. The alienage is not safe for visitors.
Aren't you afraid of getting the plague? There's a plague here?
For your own safety, we must ask you to leave now. You have already been told to leave. Please do not waste any more. You have already been told to leave. Please do not waste any more of our
Let's see if I can...
time.
Oh, that's why. Never mind.
I ask you to stand back. Some of these people are carrying the plague. The alienage is not safe for visitors.
Aren't you afraid of getting the plague?
If we did not know how to prevent the plague, we would not be here now.
What school of magic does this spell belong to? Our circle knows of none which fully prevents plagues.
You will have to excuse us, but we are not authorized to share the secrets of our circle with outsiders. For your own safety, we must ask you to leave now.
There's a plague spreading about the Alienage. The Tevinters are here supposedly to help, but they are apparently taking both sick and healthy elves into quarantine, and no one ever sees them again. Perhaps it's worth investigating. Yes, it is.
Is there something else you wanted?
Is there any other way into that house?
There's a side entrance in the alley. It's got only one guard.
Is that any better?
Fewer eyes, for one thing. It's up to you.
That is true. Find the missing elves. You learn... Okay. Shani says you may be able to enter the hospice through a side door. Let me try to talk to these guys one more time.
You have already been told to leave. Please You have already been told to leave. Please do not waste any more of our time.
Let's check this store quick. Probably won't sell anything, but that's okay.
I'm sorry, but we're closed. There are a few places in the market district that can probably serve you. They came to treat the blight plague. You did know about the plague, didn't you?
How bad is this plague?
How bad is it? Do catastrophes come in different sizes? One day, your child comes home with a cough. The next day, she's fevered, seeing things, hearing voices. And the day after that, she's dead, and it's your husband coughing. All you can hope is that when the last person in your house takes sick, you'll open a window, so the smell will bring someone to take your bodies out for burial. Is that bad enough for you?
I'm sorry, have you lost family to the plague?
Everyone in the Alienage is family, dwarf.
Don't get supercilious to me. How fortunate and nice that everyone is family. I was castless. We didn't have fucking families. Not really, except for people that we were born with and that we were raised with. We didn't have that luxury. Yes, your life sucks. Yes, your life is shit. So was mine, and it was worse. I'll let it slide because your life is a lot worse than the Dalish and Zathrian's whining. It does fucking suck to be you. But don't fucking pull rank on me. My life wasn't a bed of goddamn roses either. What kind of treatment do these Tevinters have?
It's magic. I suppose in the Imperium they use magic to boil water and cross the street.
They don't.
The Chantry sent a Templar to watch them the first day. If the Chantry says it's safe, it must be. It's
Not
supposed to keep
necessarily.
you from getting sick. If you're already ill, though, well, they take you into quarantine.
Does the magic work?
I can't imagine that it does. Although the mages of the Imperium are renowned for their skill, there are no spells I know of that can do such a thing.
I don't know. Either you don't get the plague because you got their magic put on you, or you don't get it because you just got lucky. But it can't hurt, right?
Yeah, maybe. How long are people
No one
quarantined?
who's gone in has come out again. Could be they die in there. Could be they've recovered and just can't come back yet.
Where are they quarantining people?
In the hospice on the corner. Don't think they'll let you in, though. It wouldn't be much of a quarantine if people just come and go there.
I'll go.
Good day. As I said, the shop is closed.
I know.
You'll have to go somewhere else.
Just information.
Sorry, you'll have to look somewhere else. Excuse me.
Okay.
Is something the matter? Are you thinking about Branka?
Bronca.
You loved her, didn't you? I've seen you some nights, staring off into the distance with such sadness in your eyes. You wonder if you did something that drove her away. You wonder if she would have stayed if you had done things differently. She must have loved you. Somewhere inside.
That sodding great do-licker had a heart clad in iron. She had only one love. The anvil. Later, the anvil only sighed because I was gassy. Finally let off a good one. Should be hitting you right about now. Silent killer.
Don't fart at my girlfriend! Are you okay? Here.
Well, aren't you sweet and attentive?
It's okay. I'm really sorry that Ogren farted on you. It's okay. There. Now you'll be all better. Ignore the stench. We'll get you some nice perfumes. There.
No, you can't go inside just for a moment. So you might as well walk right back around to the front doors. You shouldn't be out on the streets now anyway. What with the plague?
Thank you for your concern, and I'm glad you've got a bit of employment. Aren't you afraid of getting the plague yourself?
What's worse, dying of the plague or dying of hunger? I'll take my chances with the plague, thank you, if it means I get paid. I've been hungry. The novelty's worn off.
I know what you mean. How much do they pay you?
Not enough to put up with all these questions. What do you want?
Would you let me in that house for 6? So either fight and kill this guy who's just basically doing this job to live, or I pay him 6 sovereigns. I want to pay him 6 sovereigns.
6? Sure. I never saw you, and you never saw me.
He's just a guy, and I don't want to kill him if I don't have to. He's just a guy. Alright. Well, this went well. Out the moon. Okay. That went fast. Another saw sword. I wonder if saw swords are from Tevinter. I know that Imperial Edge must be, but I'm just curious. Probably not. They're probably just high quality swords that you find in a few areas. There's a key with this note. We found a key wrapped in a note that seems to indicate something about a shipment of elves and their slavery in Tevinter. The key is a cheap one and looks like it belongs to an apartment here in the slums. Perhaps Shiani would know more. Yeah, I bet she would.
Right away.
Help us, please! We're not sick! Let us out of here!
How do I know you don't have the plague?
I swear not one of us is sick. They take the sick ones out as soon as they come in. Please, help us!
I'm getting out of there.
Thank you, friend.
Black Eye. This is, yep, slavery operation. Where's Valendrian?
They took him away already. Through the back alley. We don't know where exactly.
We should get out of here.
You don't have to say that twice.
Okay. Now, one of the elves you've seen in the hospice is sick. They must have been taken away for some other reason. Slavery. Perhaps you should tell Shiani about this. Oh, I will. Although it depends on if the guys up front are going to fight us. Let me see something. Okay. Okay. Alright. You guys ready? Let's go. Now then. We're gonna have to power this up. No, you need to do Spell Might. We're gonna need Spell Might here.
I'm ready.
Get ready.
Got him.
All right. Makes things a lot easier. Hey guys! Surprise, surprise, surprise! Hot the moon.
You must have victory.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I am on.
Battle is finished.
Okay.
As you say.
Where's Shiani?
What happened? Some of the elves ran out, but I didn't recognize any of them. Where are all the others?
I found this note.
Let me see that. What does this even mean? They can't be shipping people, can they? Shipping them where?
I think why might be a better question.
I don't care why. I just want to find everyone who's missing. But how could they take them away? Wouldn't we see them? They could be moving through the back alleys. There are all sorts of buildings back there. They could be using one as some sort of warehouse, staging area.
There was a key with the
There
note.
are apartments off the alleys. I would go to the back of the hospice and maybe follow the alley from there. If you find any more information, please let me know. I refuse to accept that they're all simply gone.
Alright. Oh, kitty. I love you. Batty Buddy likes kitties, I bet. Just like he likes good puppies. Doesn't even kill the chickens. Wow. Alright, let's check this notice. Probably another asshole notice. Yep. That sound is never good. Let's see what we got here.
Is Mother Bohan here yet? What's taking her so long?
Come on, everybody. So I want you to close this door. Alienage culture. There have always been alienages. They have been around for as long as elves and Shems have lived in the same lands. Ours isn't even the worst. They say that Valrayo has 10,000 elves living in a space no bigger than Denram's markets. Their walls are supposed to be so high that daylight doesn't reach the Venedal till midday. That is bad. That might be worse than how castles live. This is not. That might be. Because that is genuinely very awful. Now, whether they say that or whether it is another thing. Maybe they do that. But if you want them to be slaves and servants, that can be a problem. If too many of them die or the disease spreads to you. But if they do that, then that is... Maybe that is worse. Maybe that is worse. But don't be so anxious to start tearing down the walls and picking fights with the guards. They keep out more than they keep in. That can be true, too. We don't have to live here, you know. Sometimes a family gets a good break. And they buy a house in the docks or outskirts of town. If they're lucky, they come back to the alienage after the looters have burned their house down. The unlucky ones just go to the pauper's field. That's not always true, though. That's an exaggeration. That's partly you trying to keep your society together. Yes, that can sometimes happen. But that's not true of Berwick. Berwick could have, frankly, if he acquitted himself well, get a job, bring elves, even an elven woman out there to Redcliffe, and settle down. You can do it. This isn't always true. Usually the way to do it is to honestly move to a different place that doesn't necessarily have a lot of elves. It may seem counterintuitive, but it actually kind of works. If you're a novelty, you don't threaten them. You might even be appealing. So having small numbers of elves in an area may make you inoffensive and even a novelty. It's when there's more of them and you might possibly compete with jobs, or they're worried you're going to organize. That's when they really get scared. Unless, of course, they're naturally bigoted. It does depend. But, I mean, with Cassis, the general rule back home was you're trash no matter what. Here, we're among family. Not always. But I think in general, yes, you can be. And by the way, that's better than we, the Cassis, had. And even if they have that in Valrayo, that's better than what we had. We look out for each other. That did not happen among the Cassis in Dulcetown. If it happens in Valrayo, that helps, although it's still really awful. Maybe it's worse for them in Valrayo. Maybe not. Here we do what we can to remember the old ways. The flat ears who have gone out there, they're stuck. Not necessarily. They'll never be human, and they've gone and thrown away being elven too. Not necessarily. So where does that leave them? Nowhere. Not necessarily. Saratha, Haran of the High Ever Alienage. Sometimes that's true. But you also want to hold that society together. When people leave, that becomes a threat. So it's not necessarily true. Elves that become mages, that work in the mage towers, for example, don't generally suffer that sort of thing because they're mages. It's a different thing. The human and elven mages, even if the system is a bit inequitable, or even very inequitable, treat them the same. The other thing is, like I said, it depends on where you're at in the situation. Barrick, for example, in Redcliffe, could have made a good life for him there. He's a skilled archer. He's the novelty of the elf. He's a good soldier. He could have done well, or he could have been a mercenary. You have options. They're not good ones, in many cases. They're often bad ones. But the presumption of what you're talking about, in terms of never being able to build yourself up and escape, that isn't necessarily true. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it isn't. When you're Cassis, it's just an iron law. More often than not, it may be that you get forced out. Or there are limits. But I'm not fully satisfied with what Saratha is saying here as Haran. That doesn't mean the system is right. It should be changed. It's wrong. It's inequitable. Okay? It's the one thing here that I've met, which I would argue you can make a case is just as bad, or can be just as bad, as the castless. And indeed, if things are in Valrayo as they are, it may be even worse. Okay? And I'll be honest, part of what kind of sets me off here with this is because of Zathrian. Because I've seen, and I'm sorry, but the Dalish Elves did not in any way, shape, or form have it as bad as the City Elves do, who they kind of look down and condescend to. Or, for that matter, the castless dwarves. So maybe I'm being a bit unfair to the Alienage Elves here because of my very negative experience with Zathrian. Extraordinarily negative experience. So perhaps I'm being unfair to Saratha. Perhaps it is worse than I think it is. However, I am open to things. If what they've said about Valrayo is true, then you have to balance the fact that everyone works together as family with the horrible treatment of having them clogged in that area, which is despicable and inhuman, and the high walls. That's a different situation. But I'm not sure, even if things are bad for elves in many respects, I'm not sure that it's basically the alienage or nothing. Particularly since one thing you haven't talked about is going to the Dalish. Because it may be that one of the ways to deal with this would be to leave and go to the Dalish in large numbers. Because their lives are better than yours. And they were better than mine. Even though they like to pretend that it's not. Venedal, the tree of the people. And it is an impressive, beautiful tree. I do like it. It's one thing that I wish we had, that we don't. And that I admire. That we could have something like the Venedal ourselves. Mostly the old ways are gone. Each generation forgets a little more of the old tongue. A little more of the traditions. And that is sad and unfortunate. And I would like to reverse that. Because can be bad to lose your life or not have a life. Because we casteless have nothing. And you don't want to be nothing. So it is bad to be losing your traditions and your past, but we don't have it at all. We're not allowed one. And the few things we keep become simple habits. The meaning is long since faded. And it would be nice to bring those back and work toward protecting them and so on. Whereas we basically have to invent it, whole cloth. So it is with the Venedal, the tree of the people. Every alienage has one, I'm told. Or they used to. When I was a little girl, my mother told me the tree was a symbol of our Lathan, but not even she knew more. Keeping the Venedal is just a habit now. Many cities have let theirs wither and die. That would be very sad and terrible. Then chop them up for firewood. No great loss. That's horrible. Shouldn't do that. Saratha, Haran of the High Ever Alienage. Always keep those going. That's important. And here's the other thing. Build your own... And I'll say this as someone who was never allowed to have any of this at all, to draw on at all. Never had anything. Is create your own. Or look through history, examine history and to the degree you can, to what you can find, to what's possible. And find those things that relate to your own, and then create a new one, or a new thing, or a new meaning. Because you do have connections to that outside world. You do have people who are literate, or storytellers in the vein of Serial with the Dalish. You can do those things. Particularly if you work together as a group, if everyone is a family, there are people who can work and who can also get at that. And you do have people that go out and work as servants. You may be able to get some access to these things. Or you can make contact with Dalish. And with the Dalish as well. Maybe there's a way to build a more, instead of, oh, they're with the Dalish, that's it, find a way to maintain communication between the two. I think part of the problem here is actually the Dalish. Because the Dalish don't like... There might be a legitimate concern about how humans would react to the Dalish connecting with the city elves. But I think there might also be a Dalish issue on this. Valendrian. Remember that our strength lies in commitment to tradition and each other. Every alienage has a Haran, an elder. It falls to the Haran to arrange marriages for those without family, to negotiate with the guards when there's trouble, and to act as a sort of mayor and surrogate uncle to the people of the alienage. The title, like so many things, is a holdover from the time of our Lathan, for Harans are not necessarily the oldest people in their community, or even all that old. Tradition gives the role to the eldest soul, the wisest, cleverest, and the most level-headed. Valendrian has been Haran of the Denrim alienage since he was in his 30s. So he's very important to get for these people because they need every good leader they can get their hands on. No, again, these people do have it difficult. They're not like the Dalish in my view. And if Valreo is what it is, and it depends on how much they have of a family, it could be worse. I'm not going to let the animosity that I developed toward the Keeper system and Zathrian perjure me against these people. It did a little bit at first, but I'm not going to. These people have more in common with me than the Dalish did.
Who's there? Stay away!
It's okay. Calm down. I just want to ask some questions.
I can't say nothing. Please, just go. I don't want trouble.
With some coin change, I might.
All right. I saw them take everyone. Took them right out of their beds. Dragged them down the hallways. Baker, the little one's crying.
What about Valendrian?
I saw him. They marched him through the hall with a bunch of others, all tied together like pack mules.
Okay. What else have you seen?
Every few days, they come back. It's like a parade, a silent one. Men and women and children. You have to go. They'll be back soon. They'll find out I talked and they'll take me too. Please, just go.
Okay, I gave him 2 gold. It's alright, buddy. I think this is a slaver's operation. I think everyone knows that it's a slaver's operation, and everyone is afraid to admit it. Well, slavery is for scumbags, so killing slavers is a good thing. might be one of the most moral sets of kills. Particularly after I killed all those werewolves. And we might have found a way to solve the problem and not have to kill any of those poor damn werewolves at all. Yes, some are probably monsters insane, but a lot of them fucking weren't. Okay. And that's part of why it fucking zapped me. And I can't let him perjure me and pervert my views on this, because these people do have it really bad. And that Vaughn guy, if I had known what had happened here, between the orphanage, between this fucking operation, if I had known what was going on, I would have fucking killed that Vaughn Uriel guy. I would have just fucking killed him. Wouldn't even thought twice. But I didn't. Which is why I left him in jail, to ascertain what should be done afterwards. Although now that son of a bitch, because of his fucking nobility, is probably going to get away. Dried blood and bits of hair cling to the broken edges of this vase. Dagger. So I don't know. A beautiful antique sextant. This instrument is very valuable to the Guild of Free Sailors. Falzo's request. Return the sextant to Chanter Rosamond. In an alienage's apartment, you found Falzo's sextant. Return it to the Chanter Rosamond in the Market District for a reward. Okay. The chairs are arranged as though someone were just about to sit to dinner. Yep. This stuffed toy has clearly been the beloved companion of some child in numerous adventures. It seems all appear to have been patched over many times. It is so dirty it's hard to tell what color you're supposed to be. Oh, I want to take care of the kid's toy. Let's... Everybody stop. I have an idea. Okay, the Batty Buddy.
Right here.
Okay, Ogren. Okay, Nadia. Okay, Win.
You need me?
Alright.
Ready!
Alright. Okay. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Hey, big dog.
Sure.
Yeah! Good to go! I'll do it.
Okay. Okay. You're a happy dad since you got to kill something. Hey, Hagrid. The city elves. Okay, Batty Buddy. Let's get over here. Let me check something. When the city elves, when the wholly exalted march of the Dales resulted in the dissolution of the Elven kingdom, leaving a great many elves homeless once again, the divine Natia I declared that all lands loyal to the Chantry must give the elves refuge within their own walls, which would be fine except you didn't set standards for this. Considering the atrocities committed by the elves at the Red Crossing, fair enough. This was a great testament to the Chantry's charity, to an extent, but they then turned into a source of cheap, exploitable labor. There was one condition, however. The elves were to lay aside their pagan gods and live under the rule of the Chantry. Some of the elves refused our goodwill. Well, it wasn't that goodwill. I mean, there is another side to the Red Crossing story. And there is a point where a bad event can become an excuse for further abuses. Because in many respects, what you ended up doing was, oh, there was this terrible event committed by the elves. That justifies us treating them and their kids and everyone that comes after them for the rest of their generation as exploitable, low-wage labor. No, it does not. It becomes an excuse at that point for heinous activity. They banded together to form the wandering Dalish elves, keeping their old elven ways and their hatred of the humans alive. Not necessarily, and an oversimplification. That doesn't necessarily mean that they hate them. Some do, some don't. Some operate as outlaws, some don't. To this day, Dalish elves still terrorize those of us who stray too close to their camps. Not necessarily true either. Some do, some don't. Some do, some don't. It depends. And there is a reasoning from their perspective for this. Most of the elves, however, saw that it was wisest to live under the protection of humans. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because if you have large numbers of Dalish elves wandering the countryside, then the humans are going to get pissed off and start battles because they're going to see them as a threat. And even if they aren't a threat, they become annoying. Because you have farms and fields and other sorts of things that they may come across and damage or vandalize, not out of intent, but because they want to feed, or that they cross. Or those farmers and others may see them unjustifiably as a threat. So no, it's not that simple. And so and there's also a question of what they can support. Hunting and gathering and the kind of life that the Dalish lives can only support a limited amount of people. Okay? To support large numbers of people, you need sedentary communities. And they don't have a lot of choices for this. And a lot of people aren't attuned to that. And so we took the elves into our cities and tried to integrate them. No, you didn't. You set them up as second class labor. Okay, you created a specific way. For example, none of them can join the Chantry, can they? Well, they could. Well, they can't become priests. They could probably function as like sisters or brothers or something like that, but they can't become priests or advance very high in the hierarchy. We invited them into our own homes. No, you did not. This is not your homes. And gave them jobs as servants of farmhands, as cheap, disposable labor, lower-class labor. Here in Denerim, the elves even have their own quarter. Yes, and it's not the best. Yes, and what a marvelous ghetto it is, governed by an elven keeper, who is subject to and dependent upon what the human overlords say, as illustrated by your treatment of the riot. Instead of a negotiation, you went in and you butchered a bunch of people, including children. Most have proven to be productive members of society, in spite of how you've treated them. Still, a small segment of the elven community remains dissatisfied, for good reason. These troublemakers and malcontents roam the streets causing mayhem. No, they don't. Rebelling against authority and making a general nuisance of themselves. No, they don't. Anyone who disagrees with you on this would say that. Ah, Sister Petrine. This is one of your worst works. I've enjoyed a lot of your others. This one is crap.
It's done.
Congratulations, Sister Petrine. On that piece of scholarship, you did such a bad job. I ended up speaking really well of the Dalish. Still doesn't justify Zathrian. And you can speak well of him. You have Lanaya and others. And Sorella and the others. Once you get along with them, it's okay. But Zathrian, ugh.
What's this? Another shipment already? We weren't... Wait. You're no Tavinta. Who are you supposed to be?
I am the Grey Warden, Natia.
Oh no! I heard of you! Attack!
Yeah, uh-huh. Oh, shit. You know what they're probably gonna fucking do? Yeah, they're gonna do a scatter shot. Go ahead. Alright. And you. Yep, I knew it. Okay, alright. There's my Leliana. Okay. Should I? Yeah, why not? Try it. Heal everybody. Okay. All right.
I shall do it.
Okay. It's nice to get these resistances.
It shall be done.
Out for it. Yeah. No, because Petrine. Yeah, Petrine. Take a look at this. This is fucking wastewater. Look at this. This is wastewater. Yeah, we gave them their own quarter to live in. Egads. No wonder there's a fucking plague. Ugh. Yeah, we gave them their own quarter to live in. There's a mysterious reason there's a plague. I guess they just don't take care of themselves. Lazy poor people. Yeah, we gotta keep those elves working really, really hard.
What is the meaning of this? We were told that there would be no interference from the authorities.
I'm looking for the elves you brought here.
You will regret this, you know. Believe it or not, we've been given dispensation to do our business here. The humans talk a great deal about how very wrong slavery is. But isn't it funny how quickly the smell of gold overcomes such ideals?
They're elven slavers. This is stupid and insulting. Of course they're elven slavers. They're dwarven slavers. I'm sure there are dwarven slavers that work with the Tevinter Imperium. And even probably some Kunari or people who have stopped worshipping the Qun as well. You're slavers? I know they're slavers.
Do you have any idea how difficult it is to acquire new blood? These slaves will fetch an excellent price in the Imperium, and we're paying handsomely for this opportunity.
You can't just take people from their homes and sell them. It's despicable.
But enough. I am here to halt your slaughter, nothing more.
Then step aside or be my next victim.
I am no fool. I can see that you are capable. So be it. I will let Caladrius deal with you while I fetch the Regent's men. I suggest you leave while you still can.
Trap right ahead.
Okay.
Trap right ahead.
This is a bad room. Fighting them in this cramped space. There were guys over here. There's a bunch here. They'd be on us. Bad situation. Let's go. Okay. Alright. I'm going to have to be careful, because this Caladrius is almost certainly a big high-powered mage. Now, I had a tough fight with a really nasty blood mage in that deserted building. And I was very fortunate and lucky that I brought 2 friggin' mages with 2 mana clashes, on top of which I had Holy Smite and Paralyze and a bunch of other stuff. So that's the room he's probably in. So I am going to basically probably going to have to bring in more magic defenses and magic people to fight this. Grin, I'm not sure if I'll be using you for that fight. I'm probably going to swap you out. We have enough fighters between me and Dog. And even Leliana can do fighting stuff. You do have the advantage of being able to toss grenades, but that's not really an advantage compared to mages, which can also do that kind of thing. Ready? Yep. Alright. Imperial Edge, Ice Arrows. Let me see something. Huh. Damn. The only reason I keep it is for the cunning. And the cunning does add on to damage, but here's the thing. Just use a damage modifier when I do attacks, but here's the thing. Honestly, let me check something. The Saw Sword, the Imperial Edge. I'm going to go with the Imperial Edge. I'm going to keep Duncan's sword, but I'm also going to use the Imperial Edge, although that's got electricity and spell damage and spell resistance. For the time being, between that and the cunning, I'm going to assume it does more damage, and then later on, actually, I'm going to switch that out. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah. Let's go. Good kill. I wonder. Hit him again. So here's what we're going to do. It's going to be a bit of a jaunt back, but it'll be worth it. Not yet. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Hey, little doggy.
Why are you always attracted to danger?
Alright, let's try to see if we can do this. Okay. Hit him. Not the best move, Ogren. Ogren, you're shitting me. I'll be damned, Ogren. Fine, let's see if we can make this work for real. Seriously. I guess fighting on those stairs was more difficult than I imagined it to be. Alright. Wait. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, these are just regular soldiers. Probably archers and fighters. Okay, you. Okay. Give me this. Alright. Alright. Alright.
We might want to walk softly.
Okay. Good job, Agrin. Oh, great. Okay. You know what, Agrin?
Your orders? Very well.
Let's see how you do. He's gonna stun me. Nah, he's not. Now, final blow him. Okay. Come on, Agrin. Okay. You helped Win get a kill. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Let's go. I want another mage. I want to hit him with at least 2 mana clashes. Because Calendrius has to be a blood mage. There's just no other way about this. He's got to be a blood mage. And I fought the guy in the rundown apartments. And that was not fun. And that guy was a boss this one. And both of the mana clashes scored. Yeah, he's got a high and okay.
Thunder Humper.
Yes, indeed.
Indeed.
And another thing.
Here I am.
Hopefully that. I don't know. Okay. And we've got, yeah. All right. Okay. See what you've got. Alright, we're gonna hope this works. Yeah. Threatening stance up. Got a taunt right there. Weird. Barrel full of weapons. Okay.
I am Calabulus, and you, I assume, must be the Grey Warden I've heard so much about.
Yes. You've heard of me?
One can hardly get a word out of the region besides Warden these days. It's surpassed even gold in popularity.
How do you know, Logain?
Yes, you would be curious about that, wouldn't you? I've heard that you're trying to erode Logain's support. It must be a difficult task, yes, like washing away a mountain. Perhaps you could use some help.
Don't you have an agreement with Logain?
More of an arrangement, truth be told. One that disappears the moment angry armed intruders storm my abode. Truth be told, there was always a limit to how long we were going to be able to operate here. We've paid for many of Logain's troops, but once the land's meat is done, we become inconvenient. So, here is my offer. 100 sovereigns from you for a letter with the seal of the Terran of Guaren upon it, implicating him in all of this. Then, we leave a few days earlier than planned with our profits and remaining slaves unharmed.
'Tis a reasonable enough starting offer.
So, do we have
starting?
a deal? Even you must admit it's much better than resorting to barbarism, yes?
You're a slaver. I have a counteroffer.
Interesting.
Leave the slaves and the letter. Take your money and go.
Oh, no, that won't do. These elves are worth... Well, the entire
Well,
trip
you shouldn't have come
profitable
here.
without them, I'm afraid.
That's your problem.
Have you anything else to suggest?
You don't really think I'll let you leave with more elves?
No, I suppose not. I've always been too optimistic for my own good, it's true. Let's do this the hard way, then. Men, shall we?
Wait. Okay. Oh, shit. Liliana. Oh, great. I knew it. Fucking asswipe. What the hell? Morgan. Win. No! Fucking God. God damn it. It's not that hard. Oh, fuck you, you piece of shit. Get over here. Get the fuck over here. Go, fucking go, fucking go. You. Are you gonna fucking cast it? There, that's fucking better. Fucking goddamn bastard. Fucking go that way. 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 No. Go this way. Alright. Fuck. Go. Okay, ready? Now then. That was sloppy as hell. You fucking piece of shit. Ah, come on, get over it. I'm fucking sick. Guess what, motherfucker? Now I'm pissed. And you, fucking heal. And you, get that bow up. Arrow slay that motherfucker. God damn it, Win. Go. Alright. Yeah, that was really sloppy on my part. I should have done hold position instead of free movement. That was the problem. Let me see what happens here. Alright.
I shall do so.
Send me.
Close the door. That's another thing. Ready?
Where now?
Ah. This is how it's gonna fucking be. Well. Okay. Get back here, Get fucking back here. Ugh! They're doing it to me. 2 on 2. Alright. Ready? Yes. Go. Good dog. So it's basically him. Caladrius. Okay. Alright. Alright, ready? There he is. Alright. Boom. 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 Okay.
Enough! Enough! It seems your reputation is an accurate one. I surrender.
Perhaps you should be left to the mercies of these elves.
Wait! Hear me out, dear lady. Were I to use the life force of the remaining slaves here, I could augment your physical health a great deal. Allow me to leave this place alive, and I would be more than happy to do this little service for you.
An interesting offer, if a tad messy.
No, Morrigan.
Service. He is talking of blood magic.
No, I would not
Surely
consider
you would
it.
not consider such a thing.
No, I would not. No, I wouldn't.
Most wise.
Then, I don't suppose you would consider just letting me go.
I would have been willing to do that. Maybe. Letting you live if you had not just made that suggestion. But since you just suggested that, I do that to the elves, I'm going to kill you. I would have probably let you live, if possible, if you had not made the suggestion that you sacrifice the elves to benefit me. But since you made that kind of suggestion, since you're that kind of person...
Ah. Well, that is a shame, isn't it?
That guy.
Somehow, if I'd been asked to guess the next person to walk through that door, I wouldn't have said it would be a dwarf. Are you one of them? What happens to us now?
I'm not just any dwarf, I'm super dwarf. I'm Natia the Magnificent. I'm here to free y'all. I'm the castless of vengeance. Are you Valendrian? Shana was looking for you.
Did she send you here? Praise the Maker. We will not trespass long on your good graces. Come, everyone. Let's go home.
Quest updated. Find the missing elves. You've discovered that the missing elves have been sold into slavery by Caladrius, a Tevinter slaver. You killed him and freed the remaining elves. You should collect evidence for the land's meat. Overall, what I should have done right away that would allow me to get out there would be to hit cold position and then escort each one of them out from there, and they would have been much better.
I shall.
I also possibly could have considered casting Ice Salve. So Ice Salve and then also having them position and then move, which would made it easier to micromanage them. But I didn't do that. So I took a little longer. The fight took longer than it should have. Took more injuries. Also, when I was moving up there to cast spells, I was willing to take damage that I shouldn't have from his... When we were doing the AoE battles. I should have probably pulled Morrigan back and Liliana back a bit more. Robes of the Magister Lords. Slaver documents. These documents authorize the removal of elves from Denrim's alienage. They bear the seal of Terran Logain Mactir. Swift. Yeah. As shitty as the elves get treated here, even slavery is not accepted by most people. Valendrian. The title, like so many things... Oh, I've already done it. He was nearly shipped to Tevinter by slavers, but was returned to the Alienage by Natia. Alright. Excuse me. Ooh. Don't worry, little toy. I hope that we find it for you. I hope your kid can go get it. Hopefully we can replace the vase and stuff. Hey, buddy.
So quiet. Nobody's coming back, are they?
No, they are. They are, buddy. They are. I saved the day. Well, I didn't. My teammates really helped. It's okay. Yeah. As crappy as the humans, and they shouldn't treat them anywhere near as terrible as they do, they don't abide by slavery. That's something.
I'm sorry if I was rude to you before. Andraste's ass, you'd think I'd learned some social graces. Anyway, what I mean by all this is... thank you.
It's okay, Shiani. I get it. I mean, you had a direct and immediate problem and a threat, and you were right about that threat and danger, and no one listened to you. It's very frustrating. I've been in your shoes before. I accept it. It's not like Zathrian, so I get it. I was just happy to help, okay? Take care of yourself. I like you. You're pretty strong and spunky. Maybe we'll meet in the future. Who knows?
Ah, it's you. Welcome. Please, come
Hello.
in. Tell me, how is Duncan?
Papa Duncan. You know Duncan?
He's been a friend of mine for many years, yes.
Yeah.
From the look on your face, I take it the news is bad.
He died at Ostagar. Papa Duncan is dead.
I am sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
I knew that the Warden suffered great losses at Ostagar. A few escaped. I had hoped Duncan might be one of them.
How did you know Duncan?
He came here, now and then, to look for potential recruits. Perhaps that seems strange to you, but Duncan was a man who knew that talent could emerge in the most unlikely places.
It's not strange at all. Trust me, I emerged from an incredibly unlikely place. You might be surprised to know that, but we're not that much different. I was castless. It's not that much different from being a city elf in the Alienage, trust me. Yes, indeed. Talent can emerge from the most unlikely places. That is Papa Duncan. What will you do about the plague now?
We've been through outbreaks of pestilence during the war with Orlais. We'll endure. I doubt very much now that the Tevinter intervention would have helped us anyway.
They should still have something dedicated to dealing with the plague and things like this. And they don't. And they should. I should go.
Please, take this. Duncan gave it to me years ago. I suspect you'll put it to better use than I would.
Honestly, given how poor you guys are, you didn't have to give me anything. Thank you, Valendrian.
Good luck to you, Warden.
Good luck to you too, Valendrian.
Ask me anything. As you like.
You're a good old guy.
Good luck to you, Warden.
Thank you. Let me check this before Syrian's house.
I can't believe you did all that for us. An outsider, even. Thank you.
You're welcome, Saurus. And you are one handsome, good-looking dude. Yeah, you're a pretty gorgeous guy. But I still prefer my Liliana. And, Zevron, even. He's just got a bit of dash and elan that you don't have, but I still prefer my Liliana. And Alistair. That old himbo. He's a lot smarter and cleverer than he looks and sounds at times.
Look who's here. I heard all about what you did to those Tevinters. Nice work.
Thank you. Can I have a look at your wares?
Of course. Just keep it quiet.
I understand. Interesting. A clean and fairly up-to-date map showing the borders of Munfelden. I like maps.
Yes?
Anything else?
I'm sorry if I was rude to you before.
It's fine.
Undressed.
I see.
You need me?
Okay. That's weird.
I shall.
We'll see what we can do with that. Not just yet. Let me check something. Break scale armor. Places of power.
What's to be done? What can we do?
Just keep your head down, that's all. And your wits about you.
The Mages Collective thanks you. Make us smile upon you.
Thank you.
Magic is this, to serve man and never.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
Okay.
Against
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest.
I shall do it.
You are good to your troops, Warden.
You will have the best equipped army Ferelden has ever seen. Generous as always, Warden. Generous as always, Warden.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife? I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Good robes, but...
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Ask away. Of course.
What is your wish, Kadan? Speak, then. Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
I did not thank you. It occurs to me now that you have freed me from the crows, and yet I did not think to thank you for it. No matter why you did it, it was done, and I the benefactor. So, thank you.
Ah, little brother. We're friends, Zevran. I was glad to do it.
You say that so quickly, and yet it is an odd thing for me to hear. In the crows, we do not have friends, and yet here you are, and I cannot help but consider you such.
Well, actually, I think of you like a little brother. I consider you a friend as well.
Then allow me to say this. What we are doing here, stopping the Blight, I cannot think of anything I have ever done which is so worthy. I intend to see this through to the end with you. After all, someone must take responsibility for preventing your untimely death. A suitable task for a friend, yes.
Oh, yes, indeed. You don't need to die either, you know.
Oh, I'm not going to die. It's always the Grey Wardens that die. Did you not read the stories as a child? The hero always dies.
Thanks.
Unless the hero has a trusty sidekick with him, then the sidekick dies instead.
Yes.
I knew there was a catch. This friendship business is for the birds, I see.
Oh, my little brother.
What's on your mind? I will answer to the best of my ability.
All right.
What comes, my friend?
Some personal.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Never mind.
What comes, my friend? So, full of questions, are you?
Never mind. Right. Actually, let's see.
What comes, my friend? So, full of questions, are you? Possibly, if I had the desire.
Okay.
To. I do not.
All right. As you wish. Okay, Lillian. Okay. Ogren.
I got a moment. Sure.
Like to know more about
What
you.
about?
Never mind.
All right. Aye. All right then.
Well, aren't you sweet and attentive? Of course. Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think. Which one? When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own.
It's strange. The more I learned about the old Idukan, the more I liked him. The original one. The sober one. The one who won but viewed it as a defeat. And I understand why. I like him. I relate to him. And I like Shartan. I relate to him. And when we were in the finding the urn of Andraste, we got to talk to his spirit, his representation. Seeing how sad and dejected he was about being betrayed. Yeah. I really felt for Shartan. Poor Shartan. I like him, and I relate to him too.
The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a wholly exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. They were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish.
You know what? We've had a long day. And I think we're going to be dealing with the lands meet proper very soon. So here's what we're going to do.
Well, aren't you sweet and attentive?
I have an idea. I think we should clean up together. Okay. Back to work. Thank you, Liliana. And hey, Poochie Pooch. Go pet my big bad baddie buddy. And we've got some stuff to store and dump off.
Indeed.
Yes.
How do you stand it? All that open air. Sometimes I look into that big black emptiness and it's like it's swallowing me up.
I like it. I like to imagine the sky goes on forever. Boundless fields of stars whirling and swirling eternally in their slow dance.
Not helping. I don't like looking up and seeing a great infinite nothing.
You know, in the old days, people said that the sky was an immense vaulted ceiling, crafted by the Maker himself to protect the world. But the ceiling sky covered the world in shadow, and so he set in it the sun and moon to light up the world below. And then he made the stars and laid them down in curious patterns that man will look upon them and wonder what they represented.
So the sky is just the inside of a great sodding cave.
That's what they believed, and it gave them comfort.
Then why the bleeding mud did your Maker build it so high up?
We are working hard to make enough equipment for all of the hunters. Our armaments will be superior to anything else you find on the battlefield. I am no merchant, but I have plenty that you may need.
Honestly, I'm gonna get some more stuff for the elves. I'm gonna take a look at something. I figured that. Ready?
shall be done.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
Indeed.
Yes.